Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Jazz, and today I am doing a comparison video between the JBL Pulse 3 and the JBL Pulse 4. So a couple of the obvious things, obviously the JBL 3 is going to be a little bit taller, and it doesn't completely, the light show isn't completely on the speaker, it's not complete on the speaker, because you do have the little speaker part on the bottom, versus the Pulse 4, you have a complete light show. So, and also the JBL 4 is a little bit heavier than the JBL Pulse 3, which you would think would actually be the opposite, but no, that's not the case. As far as the obvious, you do have a more of a clear glass casing around the JBL 4, the Pulse 4, versus the Pulse 3. You get just directly to the light. There's no casing around it, or the illusion of a casing, should I phrase it that way. You got the tops, which has a little bit of a difference to it. The JBL Pulse 4 has the more of a cover to it, kind of a little bit more of a protectiveness. It seems like they wanted to upgrade it and kind of give it a little bit more protectiveness, is what it seems like. And it's not, maybe like a fiberglass, because it's not exactly a glass. Just by tapping on it, you can hear the difference. It's not exactly a glass, but my guess is more like a fiberglass. I looked online, tried to find somewhere to give you kind of a definite answer of what kind of glass it was. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find it, especially on the JBL website itself directly. Both speakers you can connect to the JBL not website, their app, and you can connect not just one or two, but up to 100 different JBL speakers. So if you really want a huge surround sound, you know, have fun with it. But I wouldn't really suggest it, because then you might not be able to hear any of the video. Well, you got closed captions, so it's okay. Let's see, a couple other things. So on the JBL Pulse 3, you've got all of the buttons on the bottom in one nice little setup. On the JBL Pulse 4, the buttons are a little bit more, how should I phrase this? Spaced out on the top. So you've got, you've got your power, your play, your volume buttons, your syncing. All that is going to be on the very tip top, the top rim of the speaker. They are both waterproof. And if you haven't seen the individual reviews for both the Pulse 3 and the Pulse 4, you can see, if you can go back and check those out individually after this. On the Pulse 4, I did actually dunk it into water, so if it sounds a little funny, oh wait, never mind, it's waterproof. So it should sound funny once I test the sounds in just a minute. So the one of the big differences is between the 3 and the 4. The 3 is compatible with Google Assist and Siri. They stopped doing that on the Pulse 4. So if that's something that you want to use, sorry guys, that's not going to be valid on the Pulse 4. They do both play for 12 hours, and they do come pre-charged, so if you want to just kind of pull it out of the box and listen to it, you can. Now for how long? I haven't exactly tested that theory out straight out of the box, just because I did my review, opening it up directly, playing it, and then I charged it afterwards. Pulse 3 comes with the mini USB charger, and the Pulse 4 comes with the Type-C. So those are two differences. The cord length is about the same. The Pulse 4 is a little bit longer. Obviously, you've got the color. Type 3 comes in orange, and then you got Pulse 4 that comes in the black. 3 does also come with the adapter. Pulse 4 does not. However, if you do want a longer cord, you can always, use one from an old cell phone or a new cell phone, depending on which one you use, or decide to get, should I say. So those are a couple of differences between the two, aesthetically. Now we're going to listen and see if there is a difference. So we've got them on. Let's connect them, which I believe one of them is already connected. I think I seen a pop-up on my phone saying that 3 was already connected. I haven't seen about the 4. Let's see. Oh, also the Pulse 4 does not connect as a speakerphone as well, but the Pulse 3 does. So if that's something that you're interested in, then obviously the Pulse 3 is going to be more up your speed versus the 4. So we're gonna go ahead and get these connected. All right, so one of the ironic things is that the Pulse 3 takes 4.5 hours to charge. The Pulse 4 takes 3.5 hours, so they kind of switch a little bit on that one. So it does charge up a little bit quicker. So if you get confused, just remember the 3 takes 4 and the 4 takes 3. So if you want to kind of compare the two. So we're going to go ahead and start playing some music. All right, so a couple of things, just playing around with trying to sync both of the speakers up to one another, so that way I can get kind of the sound for each, or for both of the speakers playing at once. A couple of things. One, I do have a Note 9, so not the newest Note, but the second to the newest. So one thing I did find out that you can connect two speakers and have the dual sounds coming from two different speakers using the phone. However, there is kind of have to set your phone up for that. It'll ask you to do the dual. So you can either turn it on or off. So if you only want one speaker versus two, and I mean, because if you have both of them hooked up, if you have two of the speakers, but you only want to listen to one, maybe it's in your bedroom versus the living room, you have to kind of turn it on and off. Before I show you, I figured out what one of the buttons were for. I'm going to let you listen to what it sounds without me pushing the button. And at first I thought maybe my phone's messed up, not necessarily messed up, but something was off with the way it was sounding, playing both of the speakers at once. And you'll kind of know exactly what I'm talking about once I start playing some music. So the speaker that you heard turn on first was the 4, because obviously it's going to be the more powerful, the newer speaker. Even when I connected to the 4 and then the 3, so it was the newer one connected, the 4 still kind of overpowered, or not necessarily overpowered it, but it moved to the primary. So you hear the slight delay and dragging a little bit of the 3. And if you look closely, you have kind of what looks like an infinity sign with a plus sign. That was turned off. And that's what's causing some of the delay in it. So if I turn it off, you'll hear the kind of the skipping of it. So if you do have that issue, you know exactly how to fix it now. Just simply push it and it'll speed it up, or not necessarily speed up, but sync it up a little bit better. So you can also compare the light shows between the two. The 4, you can actually customize the light show on the app itself, versus the 3, you cannot do it. So that's one of the kind of the positive, negative, depending on what you're looking for. I thought I synced you up. Why are you delayed still? So the 4 seems to be lagging just a slight bit behind the 3. I'm guessing because of the speed of it. Of the 4 is a little bit faster than the 3. And so you can kind of hear the sounds, but I'm going to play them at the same volume. So that way you can kind of hear which one's a little bit louder, which one has a little bit of a stronger bass. And I'm going to turn it up to both halfway and then full volume. So just be kind of prepared for that if you have some earbuds or something like that while you're watching the videos. I don't want you to go deaf watching this, so I am giving you kind of a warning for that. So let me go ahead and turn off the dual. And the dual actually looks like this to turn it on and off. So that way you kind of know what I'm referring to, because I've never seen it before this. And so I didn't even know this existed until just now. So one of the joys of reviewing, that I get to learn things new that I would never have known before, because I've never hooked up multiple speakers to my phone, mainly because I live in such a small place. That will be changing soon. I am going to speak it into existence. All right, so we're going to turn off the dual, and then we are going to turn off the Bluetooth for the. Actually, no, I want to turn off. I'm going to turn off the 4 first, so that way you can hear the 3. All right. So now we're going to have it at 50%. So this is on my phone 50% version. So it's pretty soft, but I can, of course, increase the volume here. That's the maximum, but I still can turn it up, the volume up a little bit more using my phone directly. So if you think this is the loudest, it's not. I don't want to get kicked out of my apartment, so I'm not going to put it at full speed. But this is 50% on my phone and 100% on the speaker. So you can hear it here. All right, now I'm going to connect the 4, turn off the 3. My phone's being difficult and not letting me to connect one versus turning off the other. So that's the reason why I'm having to do it. I'm pretty sure there's a way that I can do it that I have yet to figure it out. Someone's trying to butter my biscuits over here. He hasn't been around me all weekend, and now that I'm doing a video, he wants to come nuzzle with me. Alright. But that's besides the point, because we're still going to continue this video. Just with one less arm that's going to be movable. Alright, so here we go. Where's my music? Where'd it go? So we are turning it full volume. Can you hear me? I can barely even talk over it. So that's kind of the comparison on the loudness of the speaker. I haven't touched anything on my phone as far as volume. I'm not even sure that you can hear me. So obviously the 4 has more tone to it. It's louder. Just playing it again the same volume using my phone versus the speaker itself, if that makes sense to anybody. I'm not sure if you can hear me directly or not. Let me go ahead and turn this down a little bit more. Both of the speakers were set to the speaker's volume, full speed, full volume. And when I say speed, I mean volume, because that's obviously how we're going to measure this. So if we're doing speed, volume, y'all know the difference. I'm telling y'all, I need my own dictionary so that way you guys can know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know how many times I've messed up in my videos saying one thing meaning another, but if you've watched more than one of my videos, you obviously kind of understand me a little bit more. The more you watch me, the more you'll understand me, I think. Or at least you just want to laugh at me. Either way, I don't care because I can laugh at myself. I have a sense of humor. I know how to, excuse you. I know how to, obviously laugh at myself and, kind of roll with the punches here. So the volume, even though that the JBL 4 is smaller, it obviously has more power to it. Like I said, it is a little bit heavier than the 3. The volume is obviously louder. So if you want something that's going to cover a lot of space and kind of surround a room, the 4 may be more for you if you just want a good quality speaker. Then the 3 obviously is good enough. So if you're like me and you don't have to have the newest and the greatest thing as soon as it comes out, then yeah, definitely the 3 is going to be the option for you, especially if you're cheap like me. Honestly, a lot of the things that I upgrade on is because of you guys, because I want to try and kind of educate you guys a little bit more. And then the cost, let's see. I'm not sure if the 3 went down in price since the 4 came out. So we're going to go to my favorite website that I buy just about everything from, Amazon, and look at the prices currently as of the date of this video. Because of course we know that the holidays are coming on, prices can change. So we're going to go ahead and go directly to Amazon. And yes, they do have both the 3 and the 4. I think maybe a week or 2 ago, the 4 wasn't available on Amazon just yet. And also, if you guys want to, if you want me to review anything specific or do any comparisons, because I do know that I had requested, and I do apologize, I don't remember your name, your username right off the bat, but you did request for me to compare the JBL Plus 4 to the Amazon Echo third generation, I think is the newest generation. I will be comparing them as well, so be sure to subscribe on that one as well. JBL Pulse 3. The person that asked me to compare the JBL Pulse 4 to the Amazon 3rd generation Echo Plus was Triple H3 LIX20. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So I will be doing that comparison video for you. But I did also promise that I was going to do the 3 compared to the 4 as well. Now, as far as the price goes, the cheapest that I found for the JBL 3 Plus was, or the JBL Plus 3, is $199.95 on Amazon. And then the Pulse 4 is going to be about $250. You can get it either with or without a case, depending on what you want. But they're both $250. So $100 difference. I don't know about you, but if you're cheap like me, the 3 might be the better way to go. Like I said, if you're cheap, but if you want, you know, the louder sound, the more power, then obviously the 4 is going to be for you. They're both great speakers. It just depends on what you're looking for. If you want the speakerphone, the Google Assist, that all is going to be on the 3 versus the 4. So again, both great speakers. It just depends on what you want. So I know that the people may be upset that the the JBL Pulse 4 does not have the Google Assist. However, if you have it connected to your phone, you can still use Bixby, and you can also use it on the Pulse 3. All right, if you have a great phone, and and by great phone I mean Samsung. No, I'm just kidding. I say it all in fun. My parents have Apple, so I pick on them all the time because they tell me all the time that Samsung is a stupid phone, or Androids are stupid and Apples are better. So it's just a fun little rivalry, which I'm pretty sure anybody that has any friends that have the opposite phone that they do, y'all joke with each other all the time. So nobody take any offense to it. I'm always picking on somebody. So obviously I'm picking on Apple users at this point in time because Androids are better. But if you have a Samsung, you have Bixby, and Bixby is supported both on the Pulse 3 and the Pulse 4. But as far as Siri, unfortunately, it is not supported on the 4 anymore. It's only supported on the 3. So again, that's the reason why Android is better. And that's why everybody should have an Android. That's my statement. I stick to it. And if you have, if you are following me, you know, obviously you do make some great decisions, but not in everything. Again, complete joke, so please don't take any offense to this. I love picking on everybody. I pick on myself all the time. As if you ever watch me walk, you can see me trip about 10 times within a 5-step space. I can trip 10 times. So I pick on everybody equally. So if you do have an Apple, please don't take any offense to that. If you have any other questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. I think I covered everything. At least I hope I did. If not, you know, of course I'll be able to find out the answer. If not, I'll just tell you blatantly, I don't know. Which I try my best not to do. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer. Make sure that you subscribe to Jazzy Reviews, as well as my new channel, Jazzyfoodz, both with a Z. In the meantime, stay tuned and stay jazzy. Thanks for watching, guys.